love it, make a good meal of it, stick to your old-fashioned beer. Now don't be afraid of it, drink till you're made of it. Now all together a cheer.
And hey there, beer buddies and beer fans. This is Mark McDermott, your one-take beer reviewer, also the guy who writes about Chicago craft beer at beeronaut.com. And it's time to pop open another beer that has been sent to me for my comment by the brewer. What a nice life I have. And it is getting to be Halloween, Oktoberfest, so I've started to get a couple of Oktoberfest beers and the usual pumpkin or pumpkin spice beers, and we're going to look at a pumpkin this time around. Yeah, rather narrow for a pumpkin. This is the Ichabod Pumpkin Ale from New Holland Brewing in Holland, Michigan. And I believe I've had this one several years ago. This is an ale made with real pumpkin, cinnamon, and nutmeg spices. So it's not just the pumpkin spice stuff. I'm hoping we'll catch a little bit of vegetabilian in here. Vegetabilian, something like that. Anyway, let's... I don't know what the proper glassware is for a pumpkin beer. So we're just going to do one of our reliable Sam Adams glasses. And we're getting a nice foamy pour here, because I poured it straight down the glass. Yes, I know, but it has a nice, there's a little bit of gradation even to the color of the foam. It's a slightly hazy, maybe even a little bit cloudy, kind of a pumpkin color down there. And yes, I do get the cinnamon and nutmeg, your standard pumpkin pie spice. Going to sip off some of this foam, but yeah, even just kind of dragging on the foam, I do get the spices, at least, of a decent pumpkin pie here. And we're just going to kick up a little more foam by filling out the glass. So pumpkin pie spice in beer or in your coffee and latte, sometimes it can be really hideously overdone. I made a pumpkin pie beer many years ago when I was home brewing at Brew on Premises, and yeah, it was really overdone, and that was me doing it. But this one is right at about the right level, I think, as far as pumpkin spiciness. I'd still like to try to catch some of the beer and see if there's any pumpkin note to it. There's, yeah, I think just a little bit of noticeable cooked pumpkin to it. Now, pumpkin itself is kind of a neutral squash vegetable, but usually if it's been prepared for pie, and in some pie beers it will be baked with maybe a little brown sugar, and get just a tiny bit of extra sweetness from that. But it's mostly the spices that are making this beer. But luckily the spices are not overdone or distracting here. I do get just a little bit of a pumpkin kind of taste to it, but it's a little hard to pick out, but I do think it is there. And it's a very nicely complex beer. Now there's just a bit of citrus here, probably coming from the hops, or a nice ale ferment. But it is a very interesting beer. Has some nice complexity. It would go good with your pumpkin pie, or maybe afterward as a good dessert beer. And yes, I would like some more, and luckily I was sent a whole 6-pack. So, acknowledging the receipt of beer sent by the brewer for my comments, and I'm just glad I get to do that kind of thing. Anyway, it is Ichabod Pumpkin Ale. Let's turn that around just a little bit. From New Holland Brewing in Holland, Michigan. A very welcome turn of events from all the hazy, cloudy milkshake New England IPAs out there. Getting a little gassy here, but anyway, and that's my beer for today. This is Mark McDermott, your one-take beer reviewer at beeronaut.com, and wishing you a Prost and a very warm and welcome autumn to come.
Now don't